Back in April, I traveled to Ottawa to participate in a large Urban Mayors Caucus of Ontario meeting. We met with the Prime Minister to discuss how his government views the role of Canadian cities. And in this discussion, he talked about the need for communities to get their priorities in order and bring them forward to the federal government. He asked us what we wanted for our communities. And don't worry, I made sure to inform the Prime Minister about Greater Sudbury's needs. With collaborative working relationships, we'll be able to achieve the many possibilities ahead of us. And trust me, there are many. However, with so many possibilities, it's important that we focus on the outcomes the Council's looking for. To help us achieve the outcomes we want, Council fully adopted a strategic plan to guide our organization and city to be greater together. Our strategic plan includes 4 main criteria, and these are the things that you asked us to focus on. Growth and economic development, quality of life and place, responsive, fiscally prudent open governance, and sustainable infrastructure. Outcomes are critical, and it's nice to be able to talk about the strategic plan, but in reality, what's most important is what gets done. And I'm a numbers guy, and a priority in our strategic plan is measuring and reporting on our performance. Having quantified data will allow us to make better and more strategic decisions. We're leading from the top. City staff is hard at work on a detailed implementation plan in support of Council's strategic plan to provide the details including accountabilities, timelines, and progress indicators for initiatives that support each element of Council's plan. This report is coming to us in July, and we're looking forward to reviewing this as a council, and this is certainly a first for our organization. Speaking of progress indicators, let's talk about the city road work and construction taking place across our community. We know how important fixing roads is. In fact, it's always been the #1 topic brought forward. It's important that our dollars are going towards sustainable infrastructure, including our roads. And it's also very important that we receive quality results and value for money for your hard-earned tax dollars. The city is poised to be hard at work on projects like Phase 1 of the Maley Drive extension, the Lawrence Street redesign, 2nd Avenue, and 4-laning of MR35, just to name a few. In line with our strategic plan and measurable outcomes, the Infrastructure Division recently implemented a new computerized maintenance management system, or CMMS. And I know this doesn't sound sexy, but the new CMMS system will introduce several enhancements to assist in the overall management of our operational resources and will aid in generating key performance indicators and other performance measuring metrics. The system will be invaluable to our Infrastructure Services Department in ongoing operational and maintenance activities. However, road work is just one element in the bigger vision of the strategic plan. We want to take the same strategic approach to make our city greater with an increase in economic growth, employee engagement, and customer satisfaction. Nous voulons adopter la même approche stratégique pour faire grandir notre ville sur le plan de la croissance économique, de l'engagement des employés, et de satisfaction de la clientèle. It's important to remember that the strategic plan does not capture everything the city does each day for our citizens. We'll continue to provide the quality services our citizens depend on every day and take them to the next level. Before I go any further, although he couldn't be here today, in fact, he's moving his family to Greater Sudbury as we speak, or as I speak. Our new CAO of the City of Greater Sudbury, Ed Archer, has begun his work with the city, and I'm already seeing positive change. We're thrilled to have Ed Archer on board. Ed brings a wealth of experience in public administration at the highest levels, in some of the highest performing municipalities in the country, including Barrie and Regina. Ed is very much looking forward to getting to know many of you, and we look forward to working with Ed to better our community. Ed will play a vital role in leading the corporation, enhancing city service delivery, and in implementation of the strategic plan. Recently, Ed had the opportunity to travel to North Bay for the Northern Ontario Large Urban Mayors meeting, and he's forming some great partnerships with our fellow municipalities so that we can tackle the issues we face in Northern Ontario together. I'm confident that with his leadership, we will be greater together. I'm very proud of the opportunities I've had to develop strong relationships with MP Marc Sarret, Paul Lefebvre, with France Jalina, and with Glenn Thibault. And whether it's been out in the community, in meetings, or at some great funding announcements, they are all strong voices for Greater Sudbury at Queen's Park and Parliament Hill. Their voices have advocated for our community and have secured funding for numerous projects such as watershed studies, Northern Water Sports Centre, Health Sciences North Research Institute, the Maley Drive Extension Project, and the City of Lakes Family Health Team in Chelmsford. These are all current projects. Things are happening here. Our partners at the provincial and federal level are eager to make our community greater together. And with their support, I've been advocating strongly for investments in our community that would assist our most vulnerable, address our infrastructure needs, and grow our community. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about some of the most significant accomplishments where we still have some work to do. Je serais négligent si je ne parlais pas de quelques-unes de nos plus grandes réalisations, ni de domaines dans lesquels il reste du travail à faire. I'll start with possibly one of the biggest in this city's history. In early April, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced the federal government of Canada's contribution of $26.7 million to the Maley Drive Extension Project to complement the provincial and municipal contributions. Not only was this historic that a Prime Minister visited our city, and the first time a Prime Minister was at Tom Davies Square, it was a sign that other levels of government have faith in our community and are investing in our city. We are greater together with this investment, as it will provide more than 800 jobs, shorten commutes, lengthen the road lives of Kingsway and LaSalle Boulevard, and provide a more efficient route for local businesses, positioning us for growth in the future. Thank you for all your support through the Chamber of Commerce. Paul, Mark, France, Glenn, I know this is something we're working hard on together, but we need more of these opportunities to bring Greater Sudbury to the next level, growing our community to continue to position us as the hub of the North. And in fact, there are important funding opportunities with FedNor, NOHFC, Build Canada Fund, and the Canada 150 Fund that we all simply must put our best case forward. That's being greater together. I encourage all of our community partners to do the same. Nous travaillons aussi à des projets d'amélioration communautaire avec les gouvernements fédéral et provincial. We're also working with the provincial and federal government on community improvement projects such as infrastructure, water and wastewater work, transit, and new community facilities as well. Now, we can't forget that our city has put forward a bid for the 2021 Summer Games. This would be a tremendous opportunity to showcase our city to the country, similar to what we did in the Amazing Race Canada. This event would draw in millions in economic activity, support our active sports tourism industry, and improve our city's recreational facilities for long-term community use. Mais ce n'est pas tout. But I'm not done. What's going on elsewhere in the city? Well, recently I spoke at a Sudbury Real Estate Board luncheon, and I have many positives to report on. 2015, I think we all recognize, was a challenging financial year, but our community has continued to push through. In fact, in May, we saw the strongest residential resale numbers in a decade. Year to date in 2016, new and miscellaneous residential building permits issued are up $12 million from last year, with almost double the amount of units being built. Commercially, year to date in 2016, the value of building permits issued is up $15 million, with almost 100 more permits being issued this year. These numbers include projects such as housing developments in Mallard's Landing, Moonglow and Lively, the St. Joseph's Hospital condominium development, Neo Kids, Health Sciences North Research Center, retail development in New Sudbury, including the Kingsway and Barry Down, a new auto park and car dealership expansion, Legend Boats expansion in Whitefish, upgrades to major mines throughout the city, including the Clean Air Project, Victoria Mines, Glencore, and so many more. And has anyone noticed that Sudbury has also undergone a major hotel renovation and modernization boom over the last 2 years, with over $15 million invested to improve these facilities. This includes the Holiday Inn, a $7 million investment for a complete renovation. The Lexington, a $3 million renovation to update and modernize rooms. The Clarion, a $1.5 million renovation. The Best Western and Super 8 have each spent over $1 million on room upgrades. Both Comfort Inns have completed room upgrades, and the Quality Inn will begin a $1.4 million renovation later this year. Greater Sudbury will also be getting a boost this year with a new microtel, adding approximately 100 rooms located within a new complex of retail and dining on the Kingsway, and a 6-story, 119-room Hilton Garden Inn. These developments have tremendous impact on our community and will help us to attract tourists, create new jobs, attract new families to our community who are looking to live, work, play, shop, and invest. And I want to enable and encourage investment to create jobs in our community, and to do this, we need to continue to remove the barriers. Council and city staff want to make it easier and more attractive for developers and business investors to grow our city, to grow jobs, and have confidence in the community that they have chosen to make their home. I believe that, along with the Chamber of Commerce, that any business looking to set up shop and create jobs in Greater Sudbury should be greeted with a heavily customer-focused approach on the city's part. That means not only streamlining processes, but creating the conditions for success in our community so that new investors will want to come to Greater Sudbury as well. In fact, gearing up for growth is something we're hard at work on and is part of the city's long-term GS 2025 plan. On June 14th, Council adopted the report brought forward by the Gearing Up for Growth Advisory Panel. And it was based on feedback from numerous stakeholders in the community and outlines 5 priorities to focus on, ensuring we're successful in the coming years. A new integrated land and property management system, allowing more ease of use for developers and staff. Enhancement of the city's formal pre-consultation process, ensuring that those looking to work with the city on permits and development approvals know what's expected of them up front. A refined approach to stormwater management, focusing on customers looking for development approvals by minimizing the required number of points of contact, and an update to our existing cost-sharing policy. I'm confident that these changes, which are very customer-focused, will enhance the experience that those looking to grow and invest in our community will have. Also, along with the theme of positioning our city for private sector investment, just this week, we passed the motion that proposes to hold an increase in development charges for a year. I'd like to acknowledge our unemployment rate here in Greater Sudbury. I can assure you that it's top of mind for me, and I'm working closely with economic development to ensure we have the conditions to foster job creation and growth in our city. We've also received some promising news. According to the Labour Force Survey from Statistics Canada, since January of this year, the number of people employed in our city has increased from 78,700 to 80,100. Most of these jobs have come from the goods-producing sector, including mining, construction, and manufacturing. This year, in 2016, Greater Sudbury has also seen 55 new businesses. Now that's significant. This compares to 69 new businesses in the whole of 2015. When you're driving around town, you're seeing new businesses popping up everywhere. Tap House Northern Grill and Pub, Taco Sol, Sudbury in a Box, Cup of Joe Espresso Bar, Digs and Dwellings, the Cup Center Indoor Playground, Mighty Canadian Donuts, Fruit Bar Juicery, Mojo Verse, Kara's Rocket Luncher. These are some of the businesses that have opened up just in the last 12 months. If we continue to market ourselves in the right way, providing the right opportunities for our residents, I'm confident that we'll see the changes that we desire. Si nous continuons à nous mettre en valeur de la bonne façon en donnant la bonne occasion à nos résidents, je suis convaincu que les changements voulus se produiront. For years, we've all been visionaries pulling more than our weight. And I'll remind you that our past successes have resulted from the vision of not only your elected officials, it's come from the community, it's from leaders in our community, working together to be greater together. And I'm constantly blown away by the activity taking place in Greater Sudbury, because collaboration and building a critical mass is what's important here. Now, looking at everything that's going on in downtown, many new restaurants and retail options are now available. And I'm a strong supporter of all of the development and the events that have been going on downtown and across our city. 2 weeks ago, I attended the Blues for Food, Graphic Con, and the 1-year anniversary of the Fruit Bar Juicery. 3 great events, all within 5-minute walk of each other in our downtown. As I was walking in downtown, I saw the School of Architecture, which is expected to be completed by the fall. It's truly a gem in our downtown core. And none of this would have been possible without the efforts and hard work of the community. It's also a reminder to the whole of Northern Ontario that Greater Sudbury is alive and vibrant. There's a pulse filled with new life. Art and culture is sweeping our community, and we have to embrace it. I look forward to more murals and music coming our way this summer with the Up Here Festival, among many other great festivals. And don't worry, DJ Bigger will be back to kick off the festival again this year. My vision for the future of downtown includes the Elgin Greenway, an increase in residential density as a solution to some of the issues we face in this area. Let's focus on increasing density and investment in the areas where we have the highest commercial property values. Makes sense to me. I'm eager to see work being started on the Elgin Greenway project, the Green Stairs project, and the Tom Davies Square courtyard. And the designs for those projects will be brought forward to Council for approval in the fall. It's time that we have an updated and inviting civic square that our community can embrace and be proud of. We have to think big together to lead Greater Sudbury to the next level. Il faut voir grand ensemble. I was pleased to attend the grand opening of the Northern Water Sports Centre in May, and it's a beautiful waterfront, state-of-the-art aquatic sports facility. It's a true community gathering spot on the shores of our gem in the center of our city, Lake Ramsey. And it just happens to be situated in the center of our world-leading mining community. So many of these examples are what being greater together is all about. All of them have required collaboration, partnerships, and planning, and people willing to go above and beyond to make them a success. While the global commodities market presents challenges, I think back to when the Minister for Innovation, Science and Economic Development, Navdeep Bains, visited B&D Manufacturing in Chelmsford, as well as Fednor. The Minister was absolutely blown away by some of the work taking place at facilities such as B&D and Norcat. He also talked about it being our time as Canadians to advance in the fields of science and technology. We are leaders and have the ability to attract new talented people to our city to add to our story. And did you know that more than 200 local businesses have been identified as ready for exports to the world? That's why when Minister was here, he announced $950,000 for our Northern Exports program, and this was matched by the province for a total of close to $2 million to invest in our export capabilities of many of our local firms. And this will aid our local companies to excel in new areas of business and get their products to countries around the world. Don't forget, we're still the world's biggest, most advanced mining community. The mining and mining service and supply sector is still one of the keys to our future success, as it contributes almost 72% of our city's gross domestic product. We have the expertise to get the job done and are certainly competing on a global marketplace. We're working with Dr. Ree Wang at Laurentian University and many stakeholders throughout our community seeking opportunities for marketing and commercializing our regreening efforts through the Sudbury Protocol. As well, my office has a great working relationship with our university and colleges, and we've been working to attract international students to Greater Sudbury, and the collaborative partnerships are proving quite successful. I look forward to continuing to partner with them on a number of initiatives in the coming years. Recently, outgoing GSDC board chair, Dr. Darren Stinson, updated council on some excellent news. Since October 2015, the Economic Development Fund supported 16 projects with a total of $1.5 million. Best part, his update also shared that in addition to the funding provided by the city, there's an estimated $5.79 million that was leveraged from other investors, and these investments are expected to create more than 35 permanent, temporary, and part-time positions. I'd also be remiss if I didn't speak about the notoriety that Nobel laureate Dr. Arthur B. MacDonald has brought to our community through his Nobel Prize in Physics, and the amazing work that continues to be done at Snow Lab. To date, Snow Lab has attracted $80 million into our community, with a further $35 million projected over the next 5 years. I'll speak a little bit more about Snow Lab later. We have fascinating work being done here in Sudbury. This is the Greater Sudbury Advantage. This is being greater together. But there's more work to do. I believe communication is always a key area for improvement and success. It's critical because taxpayers deserve respect, transparency, and accountability. It's essential to building and maintaining trust. We understand that citizens are very busy and don't always understand the time and efforts that go into designing and administering new programs, following legal processes, gathering public input, and writing reports. In other words, many of you don't get lost in the details. You're interested in, what you want is quality service at an affordable cost, and that you're getting value for your tax dollars. Recognizing its importance in building and maintaining trust, I've been working to make the city more open, transparent, and accountable to the public. And our open government and open data, open door policies have been successful, but I know there is always room for improvement. And I want to make it easier for you to access information that's relevant to you. And I'm determined that we'll do a better job of this. Our website redesign is well underway with public input sessions in progress. In addition to a redesigned, user-friendly website, a new app will be created that will allow residents to connect from their smartphones and get the information that they need. We're also working to enhance customer service delivery through 311. Council and I want the city to be more citizen and business focused. Council and I are a year and a half in, and I think you'll agree that there's been a shift in a positive direction. These elements of service are key to the transformation of our city, and after all, we are a service organization. Now I'd like to talk about the road ahead. It will no doubt be another busy summer at City Hall, and I look forward to the challenges ahead and all the great summer events taking place throughout the community. Ed Archer is tasked with solidifying key management positions, as our employees are crucial to our success. Ed's experience working in a number of areas for dynamic municipalities will benefit our organization. As I mentioned earlier, construction season is well underway, and city staff are working hard to ensure that active transportation is part of our road network. The three main road projects that I spoke about earlier, Maley Drive, Lawrence Street, 2nd Avenue, all have designs in place for cycling components. We all know that there are a number of other projects before Council. I, along with Council, am eagerly expecting an update from Economic Development on the 4 large projects Council and I endorsed in April. These projects gave a vision to what our city can look like. They are transformative, and they'll grow the economy and create jobs. These projects include Place des Arts, the Synergy Centre, an event centre, a new main library, combination with art gallery. These are discussions I think many of us never thought would be possible in our community, but we have the opportunity to work with partners and advance on so many great identity-changing projects at this time. I know this is not a quick process, but patience is key to getting it right. And that being said, you all have to agree we have never been this close to making these projects a reality in the past. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to be here with me today. And I want you to help me. Be proud of your city of Greater Sudbury. Tell everybody about the great things that are happening in your city. And please take the following when you leave today. We were asked to restore public trust in our municipal government and become a forward-thinking city And I believe we've accomplished a lot in a short period of time. You can be confident that this council will work in your best interests in every decision that we make. As I head to London, England next week at the invitation of Nobel laureate Dr. Arthur B. MacDonald to unveil a snow lab exhibit at Canada House, I will continue to be a tireless advocate for our community. I'll do everything I can to encourage and to position Greater Sudbury for investment in our city and to enhance our profile on the global stage and to differentiate our city as we compete in an international and global marketplace. I'm honored and blessed to be your mayor. I don't take a single day in this office for granted. I look forward to continuing to work towards making our city greater together. And in closing, the world needs more Sudbury. Or should I say, #Can'tStopSudbury. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Bienvenue. Chu Medway.